Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be doing another Tesuji Highlight video. And yeah, I haven't done one of these in quite a bit, honestly because I hadn't been looking for any Tesujis, but I was watching a professional game and I thought this one was very interesting because unlike my other Tesuji Highlight videos where the players found the Tesujis, this is one that AIs spotted, but the players either did not or chose not to do it. But either way, the Tesuji does not appear in the game, but rather in the recommendations from the AIs, which in this case was Fineart, because this game, this isn't a casual game. This is a tournament game between Zheke as white and Zheng Tao. And I believe it's part of the Chinese league, which I don't know much about. All I know is whenever it gets relayed on Fox, there's about like 30 games. So I don't know if there's a prize or if you're just trying to move up in the league, but there's a lot of players for it. So there's a lot of games to keep track of as well. I also know it has 2 hours main time. I don't know anything beyond overtime or anything like that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. This is the position we're looking at. And before we actually get into this position in the upper right, kind of cool Tesuji appeared a few moves earlier, actually. In the upper right, when white shoulder hits here and black cuts, white plays here. And this move is really cool because normally you need a lot of thickness to make this kind of move work. But in this case, white actually has all the resources to make this work. If black Atari is this way, which happens, what happens closely in the game. Black has 2 cuts. If black tries to go the other way, black has 2 cuts again. And you can't capture the stone. And after this, you can see you can't capture the stone this way, and you can't capture the stone this way. So this is actually a really cool Tesuji, and it would have been maybe made it in this video, but there's an even cooler one. So black Atari's this way, and before white extends, white Atari's first, and then extends. Black fixes, white pushes, threatening a ladder, and then white jumps, taking care of these stones. Black Atari's, and then white connects. So black's starting to get isolated in the upper right. Black pushes, and then white peeps, and this is where things get interesting. Because in the game, black connects and allows white to cut here. But the problem for black is, so from this point forward in the game, black actually has a deficit for the rest of the game, actually, if I remember correctly. Because white's able to cut off this very vital stone at M17, which connects white's groups. And also, even though you've cut off these 4 center stones, there's still Aji when white pinches at O14. So yeah, it's actually, there's a lot of Aji with these stones still. So it's not like you cut off these stones cleanly. You need to add one more move to make sure they're secured. And even then, there's still a lot of Aji. White can still run them out. So yeah. So black played this in the game. Now the AI, Fineart, recommends this. And of course, black looked at this, because it's the most natural move. But then after white extends here, black, again, I don't know if black saw the AI move or thought this was better for white, but if you can save these cutting stones, then the entire upper right white group is in danger, but also this upper middle white group, even though you have this 1 space jump at H14, this can still be separated. So black would really like to be able to separate. But the question is, how can you settle your group up here? Because now you're surrounded, you have to settle. And if black does something simple, I'll say, something like this, try to descend, white can descend too. This kind of move is sente. The thing is, while you can make a living shape here, the problem becomes, one, white can cut here and capture these 2 stones, but also, if white can descend, you're actually not alive still. If you play this one, there's a very famous Tesuji at M19 to threaten 2 snapbacks. And if you play this one, you get connect and died. So black is not fully alive yet. So what that means is white's not going to immediately do this because what's the best way for black to fix? Basically, white has a cut here still that white needs to worry about. But white's going to jump out first. And now the problem is there's a cut here at N18, so white's group here can make an eye very quickly, or very easily, I should say. So at any point, white can cut here. And whenever white cuts here, you're forced to connect. So yeah, white can make an eye in Sente very easily. And so your attack here is not that good. So we need to find a way that allows us to live without giving white potential to make two eyes. Because here, if you try to fix this cut, it's not great. You're gonna get surrounded. And any semi-eye, because black's on the inside, whereas white can run out here, any semi-eye will most likely favor white here. So yeah. So the question is, so I'm going to guess that's what black saw, and that's why black decided to go here and let white cut. So the question now is there a better way for black to live? Or maybe that's a kind of misleading. Is there a better way for black to settle? Is there a better way for black to handle these stones here? So take a second. And again, this was not played in-game. This was recommended by Fineart. So yeah, take a second. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your guess is in the comments too. And actually, if you've seen a lot of my Tesuji videos, this kind of move is one that comes up a lot. So yeah. You got your guess in? Read it out for a second. Pause the video if you need to. The move that was recommended by AI is, you're looking at K16. That's possible. That's a Tesuji shape, but it's M19. And M19 is such a awesome move. It's such an awesome move. So let's assume that settles black, right? Well, now white can't capture two stones for free, so white doesn't have an eye up top anymore in Sente. So white's group is a lot weaker in the upper right. But so let's ask ourselves, okay, how is this settling black? It's not really making an eye. It's barely making one eye. And it's just a first line move. So what is it doing? So it's looking to connect either to the upper left or the upper right. So for example, if white prevents connection here, black can monkey jump connect to the R18 stone. And there's no way for white to separate here. Okay, well, if we protect the other way, then what if we have another monkey jump connect, and if white tries to poke, we can see we actually cannot poke in there. And there are other moves white can try. Like this is probably the best move white can try, because if black just connects, well, now you can't actually connect on the first line anymore. Or it makes it harder to. Now you can still, yeah. Here you can see you just make one eye. And again, one eye is not going to be good enough. But black, the order of moves is important here. Black can push first. Black can push first. If white connects, black connecting once again threatens to connect at O19. Or if white disconnects, connect at J18. If white blocks, we Atari. And if, once again, you got to be careful. If you just take, it's going to be some sort of ko, like this. But instead, we can take the key spot and play here, where if white connects, we actually just capture those stones. And if white pushes, we have to be careful. If we try to connect, white can connect back. But we can simply just capture, and now we've made two eyes. We don't even need to connect now. So, yeah, and there's other moves white can try, but yeah, black's going to be able to connect somehow. So again, now that black's connected, and white doesn't get a free eye up top either, like in the other variations, white's going to have a harder time handling this group, but also handling the upper middle group. And you can see white has stones down here too. White's going to be scrambling with all these groups on the board. So this would be again, it's not a landslide for black, but it is better for black. But in the game, if we go over it again, when black retreats and lets white cut, white's now connected. These 4 stones here still have a lot of Aji with moves like O14. And so this moment on, white leads for the rest of the game. But yeah, pretty cool Tesuji. And again, a lot of the Tesujis on this channel do feature the first line. So if you've seen a few of these videos, maybe you caught on to what it could be. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you figured out what the Tesuji is. But yeah, that's all for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.